Bloomberg News.
I'm Ryan Sutton, and this week I'm reviewing restaurant Peche in Manhattan's Chambers Hotel. It's the latest entry in David Chang's Momofuku empire of restaurants. Now, the focus of the menu is French Vietnamese, which is a logical type of fusion cuisine considering the French colonial history in Vietnam. But quite frankly, people will remember Peche for its French Vietnamese fusion as much as people remember Ho Chi Minh as a purported pastry chef, which is another way of saying not very much. And that's not a bad thing because this is really one of New York's best steakhouses. That's the larger thing that's at play here. And let's be honest, this is the Midtown power lunch scene. Do we really think hedge funders will come for a coconut and galangal for French Vietnamese food? Nah, they're coming for steak. And the highlight of Chef Tien Ho's menu is steak. It's the 7-course tasting of beef. It all starts with seared Wagyu. It's from Nebraska, but melts in the mouth like the really good Japanese stuff. Then there's the super salty beef tongue salad with basil. It's like the most tender roast beef sandwich you've ever had, but without the bread. Now, you might notice everything is kind of served communally, and that's because it's all for a minimum of 6 people, and it's kind of a refreshing break from the hoity-toity tasting menus where everyone gets their own plate. This is a Thanksgiving-style communal feast, which means you have to fight for your share of steak. Courses 3 and 4 are the ribeye steak and the lemongrass sausage. Eat the steak as it is. It has that brilliantly heady, musty, almost gamey tang that a dry-aged steak should. Then take the sausage, wrap it in lettuce, and dip it in that fish dipping sauce. Courses 5 and 6 are the oxtail and beef shank. Here's the oxtail. Does it look big? Now compare it with the beef shank. And here's the shank in all its full glory. What size is it? Brontosaurus size, says the waitress. And finally, we have these little cappuccino cups. But they don't serve coffee. This is the short rib consommé, which is a riff on traditional Vietnamese pho. A cheese course is a $48 supplement. Here's the bake des pois. It's creamy, it's stinky, it's pourable. It leaves a proper stench like a guy who wears too much cologne. Gotta love it. Now, here are the bills. And here's a gripe. You need 6 people for dinner, but you can only split the bill 4 ways, which can be imposing for diners given the cost of the meal, which can easily exceed $1,000. Now, in my days as a waiter, I've split bills as many as 11 ways for 11 diners ordering 11 different things, and it took me no time at all. And here, everyone is more or less eating the same thing, so come on, Momofuku, make it easier for us. No, there's no dessert, so hit the milk bar upstairs and take it home. The compost cookies are the best. A mix of pretzel, coffee grounds, and I think there's some toffee in there too. Really good stuff. So that's the 7-way beef tasting menu at Peche. Chef Tien Ho tells me there's been discussion of reducing the minimum number of diners from 6 to 4, so let's hope he does that and makes it easier for all of us. I'm Ryan Sutton with this week's Restaurant Review.
Hear more Bloomberg News reports on the Bloomberg Terminal at AV Go, on Bloomberg Television, and on Bloomberg Radio. Copyright Bloomberg LP 2010.